Welcome to my channel. The sinking of the Britannic. A big thank you to my viewer who suggested today's content. The Britannic was the third vessel of the White Star's Olympic-class steamships. The Britannic was launched just before the First World War had started. She had been designed to be the safest ship of the three. Lessons had been learned from the sinking of the Titanic. However, it wouldn't be long before she got requisitioned as a hospital ship during World War I. The Britannic had a very similar layout to her sister ships, but after the loss of the Titanic, several design changes were introduced. One design change was the central watertight compartments, which were enhanced to allow the ship to stay afloat with all 6 compartments flooded, unlike the Titanic. The Britannic also had additional lifeboats added. In total there were 48 lifeboats capable of taking 75 people each. This meant that 3,600 people could be saved in case of any emergency. While the Britannic was a hospital ship, she brought back many sick and injured soldiers from the war. At one time she spent 4 weeks as a floating hospital off the Isle of Wight. Her time as a hospital ship ended on June 6, 1916, and she returned back to be transformed again into a passenger liner. However, it wasn't long that she would again be called into military service once more. However, tragedy would strike on November 12, 1916 at 8:12 in the morning, when a loud explosion shook the ship. It was believed to have been from a German naval mine. The explosion damaged the watertight bulkhead and the first 4 watertight compartments filled with water. The boiler room also began filling with water. The watertight doors were quickly closed and a distress signal sent out. The crew were ordered to prepare the lifeboats. Water continued to flood the boiler room and now she reached her flooding limit. Now with more than 6 compartments flooded, the Britannic was in real trouble. People began to prepare to evacuate the ship, but even though the lifeboats had been prepared, the captain did not allow them to be lowered into the water. The Britannic began to list and it was feared that this list would become a lot worse. Eventually the first lifeboats were launched without any orders to do so. However, the propeller which was still turning sucked the lifeboats into it, including all those inside the lifeboats. The captain now ordered the evacuation to be stopped as he believed that the ship wouldn't sink that quickly. However, it wasn't long after this that the captain now knew that the ship would not be able to reach land, and the final order to stop all engines was given, as well as the signal to abandon ship. The Britannic gradually capsized and began to sink at a very quick rate. She would be completely lost beneath the water at 9:07 that morning, just 55 minutes after the explosion was heard. There were 1,035 people in the water or on lifeboats that day awaiting rescue. Sadly, however, 30 people tragically died in the sinking. The Britannic was considered to be one of the largest ships which was lost during the First World War. The wreck of the Britannic now lies peacefully where she sank on the seabed. We forever remember those 30 people who did not make it that day. May you never be forgotten. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel to view other content.